The moment Emily Carter stepped into the warm glow of Willow's bistro with her twins beside her, every head turned, not because she was a millionaire, not because she was dressed in a midnight blue dress that carried an air of quiet elegance, but because there was something fragile in the way she walked, something that suggested strength earned, not inherited. And beneath that strength tonight trembled a story she never wanted to relive. But fate brought it right to her table. Because across the room, laughing with a woman half his age, sat her ex-husband, David Parker, the man who once shattered her life, the man who abandoned her when she needed him most. Her daughter Lily tugged her hand. "Mommy, are you okay?" Emily forced a smile. "Of course, sweetheart, let's enjoy dinner." But inside, her heart was pounding as if preparing for war. Emily's new life, built from ashes. After David left 7 years ago, Emily had nothing but 2 infants, a rented room and a bank account that could barely feed them. But she had something more powerful than money: determination. She worked 3 jobs, she studied late at night. And when she created her first small online interior design service, she poured every broken piece of herself into it. People loved her designs. Then investors noticed her work. Within years, she didn't just run a business, she built an empire. Now at 35, Emily Carter was a millionaire. Not flashy, not arrogant, just someone who survived and grew. But trauma doesn't always disappear. Sometimes it sits quietly until it sees the man who caused it. The twins feel something is wrong. Lily and Luke, now 8 years old, could sense the shift in the air around their mother. They sat beside her at the table, whispering to each other as Emily tried to keep her composure. "Mom," Luke asked, "why is that man looking at us?" Emily froze. David had finally noticed her. His smile faltered. His eyes widened as he stood up, shock written across his face. He hesitated before walking toward their table. "Emily," he said, almost breathless, I didn't expect to see you here." Control. That's what Emily tried to hold on to. She looked him straight in the eyes. "David." His gaze drifted to the children. Are those?" "Yes," she replied, calm but firm. "These are your children, Lily and Luke." The entire restaurant seemed to inhale at once. His date, a woman named Claire with bright blonde curls, stared with confusion. David swallowed. "Emily, I didn't know. You never told me." Lily frowned. "Mom told you, you didn't care." Emily gently touched her daughter's hand. "Sweetie." But the truth had already slipped out, and David's face turned pale. David's excuse and Emily's fury. "I wasn't ready back then," David murmured. "I was scared. I made mistakes, Emily, big ones, but I'm different now. I have a stable job, a better mindset. I'd like to talk. Maybe I could be part of their lives." Emily's breath trembled. Part of their lives? After leaving her helpless? After disappearing even when she begged him to show up once during their newborn months? After refusing to help with bills when they were evicted? Her hands balled into fists under the table. Memories were knives, each one sharp. "David," she said slowly, "you walked out when I needed you. You left when they needed a father. I raised them alone. Don't come back the moment you see them standing tall." David's eyes glistened. "I regret everything, please, Emily." The twins watched silently, confused, curious, hurt. This was the moment. The moment Emily needed to decide whether to keep her past buried or let her children witness healing. And then, Emily does the unthinkable. She stood up, walked around the table, and faced David, close enough to see the shame in his eyes. Then she did something nobody expected. She forgave him. Not because he deserved it. Not because she wanted him back. But because her children deserved a world where their mother was not chained to pain. "David," she said gently, "I don't forgive you for me. I forgive you for them. but forgiveness doesn't erase responsibility. She pointed to Lily and Luke. You want to be in their lives, earn it, show up, consistently, respectfully. Only then will I consider letting you be their father again. The restaurant fell utterly silent. David covered his face, crying openly. His girlfriend Claire touched his shoulder, unsure. I will, David whispered. I'll prove it. Emily returned to her seat. Her children wrapped their small arms around her. Luke said, Mom, that was brave. She kissed his forehead. Letting go of pain is harder than holding it. Challenges Emily faces next. Forgiving didn't instantly fix everything. Emily still carried fear that David would disappoint the twins, anger from years of being alone, doubt about letting him near them. For weeks, she watched every step he took. He showed up to school events. He called daily just to talk to the twins. He apologized repeatedly, not to manipulate but to heal. And slowly, Emily saw something she never expected. David was trying, truly trying. Not to win her back, just to be a father. The final test. One rainy afternoon, Lily fell and twisted her ankle at school. Emily rushed there, but when she arrived, someone was already holding Lily's hand, soothing her, carrying her gently to the car. David. He looked at Emily with fear. I didn't want you to think I was overstepping, but I couldn't let her cry alone. Emily felt her heart crack, not from pain but from release. This was the father her children deserved. Not the man he was, but the man he was choosing to be now. Resolution, a new chapter. 1 month later, Emily invited David to dinner with them again. Not at the same restaurant. Not as a couple. Not as a family yet. But as adults committed to raising two innocent souls with love, not resentment. Emily, David said quietly, thank you for giving me a chance to be someone better. She smiled. This was never for you, David. It was for Lily and Luke, but I'm proud of who you're becoming. The twins laughed together as they ate, and for the first time in years, the table felt peaceful. Not perfect, not healed, but hopeful. Final message. When life breaks you, you have two choices. You can spend your years holding the pieces, or you can rebuild something stronger than what was destroyed. Emily chose growth. Forgiveness.